Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share it with anybody that might get something out of it. Other than that, guys, Sunday, God's Day, what an absolutely amazing day I've had. I'm going to share for a quick minute. Let's see. Me and Sunday, I got to sleep in till about 8 o'clock this morning. I got up, had breakfast, went to the gym. Guys, consistency pays off. When I started going to the gym in my early recovery back in February, I was a little over 50 pounds lighter, and I was embarrassed as hell. I could barely, and I think I was bench pressing like 125 pounds, and I was shocked at how weak I had gotten. Today, I hit my ultimate goal. And I'm just challenging myself to step up. But my long-term goal was to see triple plates, 315 pounds on the bench press, and I got that clean for 3 reps today. I had no intention of trying it when I got there, but I got there. I was feeling really good. I suspect my new mattress is a big part of it. So, guys, self-care. When you incorporate different areas of your life, it makes differences you'll never see coming. 52 years old and 195 pounds, and I put 315 pounds up on a bench press. That's triple 45s on either side of the Olympic bar. That's something I didn't think I'd ever see, and I'm really, really happy and really proud that I made it. Guys, from that, we're going to get into the reading today, guys. Secrets are reservations. Eventually, we are shown that we must get honest or we will use again. Everybody has secrets, right? Some of us have little secrets, items that would cause only minor embarrassment if somebody found out, and some of us have big secrets, whole areas of life cloaked in murky darkness. Big secrets may represent a more obvious, immediate danger to our recovery, but the little secrets do their own kind of damage, the more insidious, perhaps because we think they are harmless. Big or little, our secrets represent spiritual territory we are unwilling to surrender to the principles of recovery. The longer we reserve pieces of our lives to be ruled over by self-will, and the more vigorously we defend our right to hold on to them, the more damage they do. Gradually, the unsurrendered territories of our lives tend to expand, taking more and more ground. Whether the secrets in our lives are big or little, sooner or later they bring us to the same place. We must choose either we surrender everything to our recovery program or we will lose our recovery altogether. And the affirmation is just for today. I want the kind of recovery that comes from total surrender to the program of recovery. I will become willing to disclose my secrets, big or little. Guys, that's, again, I know I say pretty much the same things, but these readings are amazing, guys. It's amazing how many other people have been through the same thing I've been through and had so many of the same. Again, our stories will always be individual, but we can all go through things that are so incredibly similar and a lot of the same issues. And again, that's why it's so important to become part of something other than you, to be able to learn from other people's past and not only mistakes but also from their successes. And the other point of this is exactly that. Secrets are reservations, and that's something I've absolutely found. And I'm telling you, in the past, I didn't believe these things, and if I wasn't working my recovery program, I wouldn't know the answers to the things that I had observed myself over the years. And that's the thing, guys. Knowledge is absolute power. Understanding that I need to adhere to this program fully is something I remind myself constantly. And then down the road, I see myself getting out of a trapping that would have previously got me caught up, and it's amazing. It's the best feeling in the world to know you overcame something that in the past has tripped you up. But now, because I'm actually working the program, I see the differences too. I understand why, and it's because of the little details that I don't overlook this time that I always have in the past. I work my program to the best of my ability, not to perfection, because again, I'd be that much further ahead, and there's no such thing as perfection. But I don't hold anything back to my will. I've surrendered fully, and that's the most beautiful thing I've ever done. It's allowed me to like the person that I am. It is the most powerful thing because it's gotten me to notice where the trappings that I always fall into. For me, it was usually from cutting corners, and that's the thing, guys. Now that terrifies me. I'm so afraid of going backwards and slipping the first sign of me not doing something that I know I could do better, I immediately stop and change it. And that's just proving to myself that this matters and I am paying attention. And then it gets to be a habit, and it gets to be a baseline, and it gets to be how you normally operate. And then when you step into something that's out of whack or out of alignment, it screams at you. That's what I find now. Because it'll still happen, guys. Like, something will come up, and my instant reaction will be like, so it's a situation I haven't dealt with yet in recovery, and my first initial reaction will be to handle it the way I always did. And today I don't. Like, as soon as I start to go that way, I'm like, whoa, no, I don't like that feeling. I don't like the way that thought felt in my brain. That was an old behavior, and I'm able to arrest it. And again, not perfectly, but as soon as I catch on, I'll stop it, and I'll come right out and admit that I was wrong. And that's it, guys. It is so freeing to be open and upfront and honest with people. It is so much easier. Like, guys, I don't have to sit there and dwell and ever think about, oh, what did I tell this person? Because I just tell the truth. Not everybody's going to like it, and I've had to walk away from a lot of relationships. But again, anything that's not coming with me, anything that doesn't like this version of me, is clearly somebody that was getting something out of the old version, or is doing something terribly wrong and don't like seeing me shine. And I don't mean to say that in a cocky way, but guys, from where I was to where I am, it is night and day. It is miraculous, and it's beautiful. Like, guys, yeah, I could sit and throw out a billion examples, but they come off sounding braggart, and I don't mean to do that. What I'm saying is, and again, I'm not taking any credit for this, guys. You got to understand, I get down on my knees and I thank my higher power, whom I choose to call God, multiple times a day. Today being Sunday, I did go to church, and it's funny. I end up when I left the gym, I was in the best mood. I decided I was going to go right out to breakfast because I had about an hour before church. And I went to my favorite little diner here, and I got breakfast, and as I was walking out, I was talking to my friend that works there, or the waitress that works there that's gotten to be my friend, and I said, oh, I'll see you tomorrow, and she said, oh, no, tomorrow, I'm off tomorrow, it's my birthday, and I'm like, oh my God, good for you, I wished her happy birthday and shook her hand, and I've been kind of curious, I have no idea how old this girl is, so I'm like, hey, how old are you, and well, she turned 21, way younger than I thought she was, so anyway, neither here nor there, she's a friend. I know she got a boyfriend, it's nothing like that. It was a little awkward at first because anytime a younger female starts getting friendly with you, you always wonder, but knowing she was in a relationship made it nice because we just become friends. Anyway, I wished her a happy birthday, and I asked her when she was working next, and she's going back home to Maine to celebrate her mother's birthday as well. So I left there, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll do something nice, and I drove to CVS, and I got her a card, and I found a cute little 21st birthday card, and then I stopped and grabbed some cash. And I threw it in the card, and I went back to the restaurant. I walked in, and I just handed it to her. I said, well, I'm not going to see you for a week. Listen, go enjoy your birthday. A little while ago, I got a text message from her. It meant the absolute world to her. It was $50, not the end of the world. It literally made no difference in my day whatsoever. But these are the behaviors that I do now, because I drove away, and I'm like, well, my first instinct is to be nice and give her a card for 21st. I can immediately go back and think of how many people I was around, and that's what I do today, right? It's a beautiful thing. In the past, I wouldn't have the money. Today, it's like, do I even notice? I don't even notice, and that's the beauty of it, guys. But I notice the behavior. I notice the reaction, and I notice the opportunities that come from those reactions. That was the girl who was dropping the table off to her house trying to be nice when I got the 72-inch flat screen that's now in my bedroom. Like, guys, kindness is its own reward, but when you do these things consistently and you make it your baseline and you go out of your way to not only be open and up, because that's the thing, guys, I'm very open up front and on, and again, it makes it easy for me, because otherwise it looks, people that I see regularly, like, Jesus, over the course of the last 8 months, 9 months, like, you're aging backwards, you put on 50 pounds, clearly you're doing something, what's going on with you? And I just tell them, I said, well, I was suffering with addiction for a long time, and at the end of last year, I turned myself into rehab, and I've just been rebuilding and getting healthy, and as I do, I focus on the next area of my life. So now I'm eating better. I'm going to the gym and doctors, and I'm very open and I'll say it publicly in a restaurant, and because I've got nothing to hide, and I'm proud of what I've done. And I also like to reach those that are struggling, and that's what happens, guys. This epidemic of addiction is across the board. Everybody I talk to has somebody in their friend or family group that's suffering, and it's amazing because as I share my story, not only do I inspire people, but I get people pulling me aside saying, "Hey, would you mind, if I give so and so your number, or give me your YouTube, link so I can share it with a family member?" And that's great. It helps me put my message out there. It helps me put my story out there, and it helps me reach other people that need help. And it's absolutely beautiful, guys. And then, more often than not, as I'm doing these, somebody else hears something and then offers me another resource or another opportunity because of the good work that I'm doing and the fact that I'm so open and upfront and I'm outgoing and I try to be pleasant and I try to see the good in everything. That's where all these blessings, guys. That's why everything continues to expand and get bigger and bigger, because I'm out here engaging with things from the point of recovery, from the point of the solution and not the problem. And then not looking down on anybody that's struggling, but just offering them help and offering them kindness, and then just being the best version of me. And that's the thing, guys. The more I do, the more opportunities I get. And I understand that what those are. Those are just, tests from the universe, or it's gotten even beyond that, where just to see where I'll step up and where I'm paying attention and where I know I can do some good, and then if I'm willing to take the extra effort and actually go do that. And the more I do, the better things get. And it's funny because it's like you might look at a situation and think, well, this is the most likely outcome from that, and I'm usually wrong. Nothing comes of it other than I walk away and I feel good about what I've done. And then when the little insignificant things that I pay no attention to, that mean, like, they're just a quick kindness that doesn't tax me and I think nothing of it, boom, these big bonuses will come in. Like, I drop in a glass tape. I spent the whole weekend lugging, hauling, loading, and unloading heavy-ass furniture, like $25,000 worth of furniture, 14 truckloads, and then doing it and bringing it to another and unloading it again. So I moved, probably about 25 truckloads, because it was the same furniture that I unloaded here, unloaded back up, and drove it here and unloaded again. And people are offering to tip me, to pay me, and I'm like, nope, I'm getting paid to do this. This is kindness. It's, to me, the $50 isn't going to make a difference. And I'd rather tell these people that, listen, you're out here getting the furniture, use that where it's appropriate. I appreciate that your kindness, but you know what? Your heartfelt thanks and look in your eyes, all the thanks I need. And that made me feel good. Like, people love that, right? Because they don't really have it, but they feel obligated to do it. And I'm like, I don't need it today. Like, I don't want to take somebody else's money. I'm out here working for my money, and I'm getting plenty of it, more than I've ever got in my life, and I don't want to. So I appreciate the kindness of just saying thank you and showing the show of appreciation. And as much as I appreciate the offer, I won't take it, right? I don't even know where I was going. Oh, so anyway, but then the next morning, I'm dropping off this little insignificant glass table that I held back because somebody had mentioned that, my friend the waitress had mentioned she wanted a plant table, and it was a perfect plant table, and she loved it. So I offered to go drop it off her house, and lo and behold, there's a random stranger waiting at the back of my truck to offer me a 72-inch flat screen TV that's like 6 weeks old. Dude, guys, the TV is in my bedroom now. It's amazing. Like, I just watched the Patriots game on it. Go Pats, by the way. What a great game. But that's the beauty of life, guys. When you just step out and do good things because it makes you feel good for yourself, not because you think somebody's looking, not because you think you get X, Y, or Z out of it, and you just do them consistently. Like, it might be every 40th thing you do that some crazy reward's going to drop out of the sky. I'm not counting because I don't care. I'm focusing on making myself happy with who I am, and that's the most important thing, guys. Because the more I do it for myself, and the more I do it because it makes me feel good, and I know I'm making my God proud of me, then everybody else sees it. Nothing is unseen. Everything is seen. Everything is logged. Everything is rewarded, and everything is punished if necessary. And that's what I understand now. So my life constantly being miserable before was because I was constantly making decisions that brought in miserable rewards. Like, it was my own fault. At any point, I could have just stopped the nonsense, got introspective, figured out who I was and what mattered to me, and then start acting from that place. Because the minute I have, my world has just changed shockingly quick for the better in the most amazing ways, guys. And it just continues to grow because I continue to turn my will over to my God and then just try to do things from the place, like just paying attention, guys, being introspective, being intentional, and just trying to make a good difference everywhere I go has literally changed everything in my life in ways that are just beyond description. Guys, I'm starting to ramble. That's going to be the end of it today, guys. Happy Sunday, God's Day. What a great week to reflect on. And I find myself saying these things constantly, and I absolutely love that. I love my life today, guys. I love the person that I'm finding I truly am. I love the things that I stand for. I love the fact that I'm getting healthy enough and getting strong enough that if I see something, I don't have to, I don't have to look the other way. I can stop and stand my ground. And I won't impose my will on anybody, but if I see somebody being picked on, I got plenty of muscle behind me to stop the situation. And I see the way people look at me differently before. Before, somebody would look down on me. Now somebody looks at me in the sidewalk and steps out of my way. And I don't impose that on anybody because I come with smiles and I'm very outgoing. But it just feels good to be respected today. And I love that. I love everything about my life today, guys. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. Well, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.